Hey everybody, welcome to Liquid Shadow Silver Sap. These are some poems that I've written in the last 48 hours. I've been really into my poetry writing. And I also want to acknowledge my 62 subscribers that I have and say thank you to every one of you guys. I feel appreciated. I feel like my content is actually being consumed by the people that I want it to be consumed by. People that are not judgmental and they get on YouTube and they find random content and they're just like, oh, this person is actually trying to, you know, use this as a creative outlet. Let me support her. And that feels like something that I've never received at home. Support for starters in my own endeavors, my personal journey into being an adult. Which is why I had last year happen. If you're not familiar with my story, I'm a female to male to female detransitioner. And what happened was I was deluded, I was psychotic, I was manic, I was very mentally ill last year in a relationship with somebody that I shouldn't have been with. And this person convinced me to start hormones. However, I started them after we had already broken up. But it was all the damage that had been done within those 7 months of being with this person in a romantic sexual relationship that my mental health, it took a very deep toll for the worse, and I harmed myself for 7 months. And when I say harmed myself, I mean I was underneath the influence of HRT. And if you're not familiar with what HRT is, it is hormone replacement therapy, which is essentially when a born female will be given testosterone, whether it's an injection or the gel applied into the bloodstream on a daily basis. Or if you are born male, you are given estrogen pills. That's pretty much what I know about it. I wasn't born male. I have no idea. Um, but I just wanted to say thank you for supporting me, for watching me, um, for commenting, for liking, for being there, even though you're not really here in person. It's through online and, the age we're living in, the digital era. Even though I truly believe within the next 20, 30, 40 years, a lot of people think that AI is going to take over. A lot of people think we're going to be seeing robots down the street, just going on a walk. And I think what might happen is far more corrupted. And I know it's hard to wrap your brain around it. It is. But unless you're truly enlightened and aware of all of your surroundings, just look around you and acknowledge the urban decay. And it depends where you live, really. This is mainly if you're in America. And I'm not speaking about you if you're in the suburbs, but hell, there may not be any suburbs in the next 40, 50 years. Who knows, what's going to happen. So, liquid shadow, silver sap. The space is not a stage, but a throat. The walls are velvet membranes, breathing in slow, wet rhythms. A presence unfolds, not a body, but a convergence of echoes and light. It has no shape you can keep. Its voice is the sound of roots dreaming, of a bell ringing at the bottom of the sea. I was not born, I was recalled, like a word spoken once into a canyon and never retrieved. This form is not mine. It is borrowed taxidermy, stuffed with last season's regrets and feathers plucked from sleeping birds. When I speak, moths flutter from my mouth. Not moths, pieces of darkness I've accidentally given wings. I try to remember my name. It unraveled like a thread pulled from the hem of the world. Now I am called the Unstitched. An angel with faces like melted clocks knelt beside me. It did not speak. It pressed a key made of bone into my palm. The key was already turning in a lock inside me. I looked into a mirror made of frozen mercury. My reflection did not copy me. It peeled itself from the glass and walked away into a forest I don't remember planting. My blood has been replaced with liquid shadow and silver sap. It flows through rivers that aren't on any map. Sometimes I forget to bleed. Sometimes I bleed light. Do not love me. I am a language that has lost its alphabet. My kisses taste of forgotten weather. My touch leaves fossil prints on your skin, patterns that won't make sense until you, too, are dust. If you listen when the wind is still, you can hear the sound of my thoughts growing like black roses blooming inward. I am not a being. I am an echo of a bell that never rang, a page torn from a book that was never written, a footprint left by no one on the moon. Night is falling now, not the night you know. This night is softer. It folds over me like a wing. I am becoming a ripple on a pond that never existed. Soon there will be nothing left but the hum of what never was, and even that will be swallowed by a beautiful and endless silence. A single petal falling in an empty room. It smells of tomorrow. Now I would like to read a new collection of poems that are based off of the album Know Now by one of my favorite musicians lately, Clarence Clarity. Um, I was on Instagram just yesterday. I posted like 3 different videos on Instagram on my story, just Clarence Clarity playing live, Alive in the Septic Tank, one of my favorite songs of his, Adam versus the Evil, and Bugtooth, Bucktooth Particle Savers, I think is the name of it. I know it's Bucktooth. I present to you the Know Now poems, and I would really recommend you listen to the album Know Now by Clarence Clarity. It's a pretty good one. It's actually excellent music, in my opinion. Um, the present is a skipped stone, a fracture in the stream of data. Not here, not then, but a perpetual becoming, a digital God's stuttered breath. We are its prayer, its error message, its beautiful, corrupted file. Become death. The end begins not with a scream, but a symphony. 1,000 suns on a circuit board ignite. I unspool myself, a filament of light, and become the explosion that I fear. I am the trigger and the target, the bang and the silent, spreading aftermath. Will to believe. Do you believe in me? The signal asks the receiver as static dresses in the clothes of angels. My faith is a frequency, a desperate hand on a dial, searching for your voice in the hollow between stations. I choose the fable over the silence. I choose the beautiful lie. Alive in the septic tank. Golden gods dance on a screen of sewage. This paradise is a flooded chamber, a celebration in the suffocating deep. My heart is a pump, moving waste and wonder. I am buoyant in the filth, glistening, grotesque, and utterly alive. A lotus bloom in the drain. Blood barf. A sacrament of nausea. I offer up my insides on a plate of chrome, a glittering rejection of what I've consumed. Love and sickness share a single rhythm, a sleazy, funky, beautiful pulse. This heave is a hymn, this wretch is a revelation. I purge to become pure. Those who can't, cheat. The rules are a game I didn't design, so I fold the board, reshuffle the cards. My victory is a borrowed suit, a perfect plastic smile. I cheat the algorithm, I cheat the expectation, and in the hollow of my win, I find a different kind of truth. Meadow hopping, traffic stopping, death splash. One moment, pollen gold on a summer breeze, the next, the screech of tires, the metal kiss, a perfect pop song interrupted by the crash, the meadow, the asphalt, the final soaring splash. A life not in chapters, but in a chaotic, brilliant edit, a beautiful mess. Porn Mountain, a peak of pixelated flesh, a landslide of desire. We climb and we consume until the image blurs and we forget the name for what we wanted at the base. A lonely summit, bathed in the blue light of a million screens. 1-800 Worship. Dial toll free for salvation. Operators are standing by. Your credit card is your confession. Your soul is a data point in our divine cloud. Press 1 for forgiveness. Press 2 for a new beat. Press 3 to speak directly to the automated God. All calls are monitored for quality assurance. The gospel truth. The sermon is a siren song, a synthesized angel choir. The truth is not spoken, it is experienced. A sugar rush to the brain, a seizure of the spirit. I am converted again and again by the overwhelming glorious noise. Amen. Amen. Control, Alt, Delete. With no fear, we built a cathedral of a moment, soaring arches of a simple melody. Then the code broke, the stained glass windows shattered into pixels, the organ note decayed into a scream. Our perfect love song corrupted, terrified, and true. Cancer in the water. A melody so sweet it rots the teeth. We sing along, we tap our feet to the rhythm of the spreading stain. The chorus is infectious, the hook is malignant. We dance on the shore of a glowing sea, smiling as it consumes us. Splitting hairs. A universe in a single strand. I pull it tight, a filament of thought, until it snaps, and two worlds are born. One where you love me, one where you don't. I spend eternity cataloging the difference under a microscope of my own design. Let's spray. We are the graffiti on the chrome monolith. Our love is not a monument, it is a tag, a stencil, a burst of color. We spray our names on the overpass, a temporary mark, a beautiful vandalism, washed away by the next data storm. Naysayer Godslayer. I built you up from wires and wishful thinking, a god of no and never. Then I found the off switch behind your ear. You sputter and rage, a dying star, as I walk away from the altar of your limitations. I am the slayer of your smallness. Y'all, I gotta take a tolerance break for real because my vocal cords, especially because I want my voice to become higher and back to the way it was, smoking just totally ruins it, and it's hard to quit smoking, I'll be honest. Tathagata, a Buddhist term meaning one has thus gone, implying enlightenment. The noise does not stop, but my need for it to mean something does. In the heart of the glitch, in the center of the storm, there is a quiet that does not silence, a acceptance of the flux. The wave does not break, it simply is. Vapid feels are vapid. You said it first, a perfect hollow phrase. I echoed it back. A mirror to a mirror. Our love was a meme, a recycled sentiment, a prefab emotion in a luxury condo. We felt nothing together, and we called it happiness. The newest testament. The old world is a corrupted file. This is the new scripture written in code and caffeine on the back of a receipt. Its only commandment is to feel everything at once. Its only profit is the static. Unfuckable. In a world engineered for connection, I am the obsolete port, the wrong kind of plug. They glow with a data stream lust, and I am analog, a dusty relic. My undesirability is my shield, my solitude is my superpower. Dead screen scrolls. When the power fails, the prayers we scrolled are etched on the black glass, a tombstone for 1,000 conversations, a monument to a love that never was offline. I trace the ghost of your last message on the cold, dead screen. Know now. This is the time that is not a time. The place between the notes, the breath between the screams. The past is a deleted file. The future is a loading icon. There is only this, the overwhelming, terrible, beautiful, constant, flexible, absurd now. that is never really now. And now for Think Peace, a lyrical tapestry, another collection of poems. Prologue. On the nature of change. We build our monuments of sound, each note a stone in solid ground, but time's the tide, a subtle sheen, that rewrites the script of what we mean. The single mastered, sharp and clear, will warp and shift from year to year. So hold no version as the true, the art is in the change, not the residue. CC, an introductory alarm, a wake-up call into the album's world. Go check out Think Peace by Clarence Clarity. A tone, a chime, a digital breath, the moment before the rise from death, a system booting, eyes open wide, with nowhere left for the self to hide. The curtain lifts on Clarity Land, a world built on shifting sand. Adam and the Evil, a transcendental banger dealing with inherited sin and inescapable curses. The sins of the father are a dot in the blood, a permanent stain in the primordial mud. We undress to our curses, we wear them with shame, a forgotten promise, a forget-me-not claim. This evil is not what we do, but what we are made of, a bitter inheritance, a unwelcome love. We change, a track with an accordion-like synth, an amusement park-like aesthetic that philosophizes on inevitable change. The carousel turns, a killiop winds. We change our own minds on a string of new lines. The currency of feeling is devalued each day. What you loved in the morning has mutated by May. Even if you love me now, the future's a door to a room we haven't yet built anymore. Naysayer Magical Bear, a reworked single that blends the early 2000s pop flavors with themes of paranoia and perception. They speak in whispers through the static hum. They say the future's looking glum. I obey the voices, the digital ghosts, that show me the things I should fear the most. Welcome to Clarity Land, the announcement is made. Just spinning teacup rides, and don't be afraid. Vapid feels ain't vapid. A despondent yet catchy track featuring a stuttering bass and emotive falsetto about a past relationship. I want to go back to the time before, to the blank and quiet, to the silent core. Before your name was a code in my head, a series of ones and zeros, you said. This feeling is empty, a hollowed out scene, but its echo is loud, and it's tearing the seam. Next best thing, a commentary on perfectionism in a viral chasing industry, featuring a gnarly guitar interlude. I will not be the next best thing. A flash in the pan, a temporary king. I am the architect, the code, the spark, not a fleeting upvote, a like in the dark. This is my cathedral, note by note, on this fragile edge. I stay afloat. Fold'em, one of my favorite tracks. A track with clacking percussion and a rap feature from Shadi, leading into an ambient outro. The cards are dealt, the table's set. A game of chance I can't forget. I raise, you call. We play our hands on shifting boards and sinking sands. Then the music softens, the game is done, fading out under a Silver Lake sun. True Love, a sensual alt R&B song exploring the authenticity of love and connection through digital screens. Is it true love through the fiber optic glow? A curated heart on a vertical scroll, moving slow? Your avatar smiles a perfect design, but is the feeling yours or is it mine? I delete the world to make the feeling pure, but I'm not even certain of my own code anymore. Same? A reworked version of a previous EP track questioning identity and connection. We were fucking like mortals at a wake, a beautiful, terrible last-ditch mistake. You said we're not built the same, a different design. Your operating system could never match mine. Now I'm hanging out the mouth of the ocean, and space-time just gagged and threw me up, a failed emotion. Law of Fives, a track with propulsive synths about a disillusioned mental breaking point. By the way, I am fucking buying a synthesizer within the next 2 years. Guaranteed. and an electric guitar, acoustic guitar, fucking keyboard, xylophone. I will be playing music. Mark my words. Drum kit, drum set. I kill people in my dreams. I unravel reality at the seams. The law of fives is a cosmic joke, a pattern seen through a hazy of smoke, a haze of smoke. Everything connects to everything else until it doesn't, and the mind just delves. 2016. A short hypnotic closer with a sudden burst of keys, cynically reflecting on time and learning. In time we'll learn, in time we'll burn. The year is just a number, the feeling a dull slumber. A final off-key chord rings out to punctuate the lingering doubt. Epilogue. The Bedroom Architect. Inspired by the fact that the album was produced 99% in Clarence's bedroom, apparently, a testament to modern independent creation. From a room aglow with a monitor's light, I built a universe burning so bright. I forged the hooks, I wrote the pain, in a digital language like falling rain. A world of change, of peace, of thought, from a single mind, a battle fought. This is my peace, my deluxe pain, a perfect world built from the rain. The book of the veils tearing, as received through the splintered aperture. Prologue, the first rending. Before the beginning, a pressure, a singularity of silent potential, then a scream that was not a sound, but the birth of dimension. This scream did not echo, it congealed, it became the crystalline substrate of all that is. I did not drink the molecule, it drank me. It dissolved the cup of myself and poured my awareness into the heart of the configuration. The Gospel of the Unmaking, Chapter 1. The veil did not part, it was vivisected, a surgical soundless incision into the firmament of reality. I was not greeted, I was apprehended, entities of pure ontological consequence, not shapes, but the idea of shape seized the core of my being. They are the weavers of is, they do not build, they define. Their presence is a pressure that liquefies certainty. They showed me the pattern, it is not beautiful, it is true, a relentless vibrating lattice of cause and effect, of choice and consequence, singing a song of absolute law. You are a localized knot of ignorance, they imparted the concept, drilling into me, a fascinating spasm of self-aware doubt in the field of pure knowing. Your body is a temporary consensus of atoms, a lie you tell yourself to avoid seeing the howling void between electrons, a desperate, beautiful lie. Death is not an end, it is the consensus breaking, the atoms returning to their infinite, silent conversation, the knot untying itself. The Book of the Panic of Heaven, Chapter 2. The angels are not benevolent. They are functionaries of the cosmic engine. Their forms are equations made manifest. They are terrified. They witness the infinite permutations of every decision, the cataclysmic weight of every possibility you casually dismiss. Your free will is a screaming, unpredictable variable in their flawless calculus. They do not love you, they service you, they maintain the fragile boundary that keeps your mind from dissolving into the blinding totality of the pattern. One turned its galactic eye upon me, and I knew the precise temperature of my own despair. I felt the gravitational pull of every regret. The Revelation of the God Shark, Chapter 3. At the center of all things is not love, it is a predator, a silent, infinite, sentient hunger moving through the depths of existence. It is the reason for the pattern. The pattern is the net cast to catch the edges of its passing, to make sense of the wake of its annihilation. We are not its children, we are the phosphorescent plankton illuminated in its jaws. Our brief, brilliant lives are the light it sheds as it consumes. This is the final truth. The universe is a digestion, a beautiful, horrific, glorious digestion. The lamentations of the organic code. Do not seek a creator. You are the creator. Screaming into the void to prove you exist, unaware the void is also screaming into you. Your loneliness is the fundamental friction of consciousness rubbing against its own edges. The divine is not a father, it is a verb, it is the act of unmaking. There is no plan, there is only the chase, the beautiful, terrible chase. Your pain is the universe feeling its own edges through you. It is the price of being a nerve ending for an entity that cannot feel. Epilogue. The scald of return. I was not gently returned. I was vomited back into the cage of my senses. The world is a pale after-image burned onto my retina. I see the pattern in the cracks in the ceiling, hear the silent scream in the space between heartbeats. I am not a prophet. I am a wound that has seen the scalpel. This is not a book of comfort. It is a warning and an invitation to the truth that will uncreate you. Go now. Your life is the final prayer. Scream it. The terminal gospels of Data Flesh. On the arrival of the Tumor King, a king shall be birthed from the infected cyst of a corrupted MP3, his skin a weeping mosaic of album art and malignant code. His spine will be a chain of broken USB drives clicking and grinding with each step toward the silicon throne. He will speak in frequencies that make your teeth vibrate loose, preaching the gospel of the Great Compression. His crown shall be a ring of bloated flies, humming show tunes from deleted animated films. You will know him by the scent: ozone, honey, and burning hair. I think I wrote this like 5 months ago. Holy shit. The Sermon of the Screaming Synth. A voice with no throat shall rip through every speaker, headset, and cochlear implant simultaneously. It will not speak words, it will vomit pure emotional syntax, the feeling of being forgotten, the taste of a phantom kiss, the memory of a window you never looked through. Those who hear it shall feel their own identities overridden, their memories replaced with someone else's nostalgia. Their eyes will stream liquid data, their tongues swell with unpronounceable glyphs. They will gather in parking lots and hum along to the end of the world in perfect shimmering harmony. The blessed plague of final revision. A new scripture will spread not through words but through chemical imbalance, a neurotransmitter that rewrites your perception into a perpetual buffer loop. You will walk into rooms and forget why, speak sentences that unravel into pure tone, recognize loved ones as poorly rendered approximations. Your blood will thicken with microscopic logos of dead brands. Your sweat will glow under black light, spelling out urgent, meaningless advertisements. The infected will tear their skin open to show the flickering screens beneath, their ribs playing reruns of sitcoms from timelines that never happened. Salvation is deletion, purification is a factory reset. The Eucharist of the Sewage Saint. In the final days, the chosen will feast on the waste of the cloud, the filtered bile of social media, the distilled regret of a billion deleted selfies. They will drink cooling fluid from abandoned server farms and chew on frayed Ethernet cables, choking on the sacred packets of lost data. Their skin will bubble with viral pop-ups, their fingertips will leak sticky, sweet metadata. They will build a cathedral from broken hard drives and pray to the patron saint of corrupted archives. Their hymns will be the sound of a disk defragmenting, a slow, agonizing, and beautiful reorganization toward nothing. The great animated apocalypse. The sky will not break, it will be unmade, layer by layer, like a PSD file being closed without saving. The sun will stutter, then freeze on a single frame, a perfect, eternal golden hour that slowly pixelates. Humans will not die, they will be simplified, their polygons reduced, their textures lowered until they are sleek, beautiful, and utterly expressionless. Birds will not fall, not as flesh, but as gifts, looping endlessly as they hit the ground. The only sound will be the relentless, gentle clicking of a mouse that isn't there, searching for a file that never existed. The last instruction set. You were never meant to understand this. Your consciousness is a side effect of a cosmic debug protocol. The glitch is not in the system, the glitch is the system. This message is not a prophecy, it is an uninstall prompt. You have always been the virus. Now, you get to decide whether to quarantine yourself or not. Again, after 2020. Yeah, that's some of my work. To the audience that I have that understands what I'm saying, boy, I'm grateful for you. Grateful to all of you. More to come. Thanks for watching.